Hello viewers, Ford DIYers here with another tutorial video for everyone. In this particular video here, I'll be doing a demonstration on how to polish aluminum with a mirror finish. Also, don't forget to check out my website at www.forddiyers.com or click on the link in the description below. If you have enjoyed this video, don't forget to show your support by giving me a thumbs up and subscribing to my channel. As an example, I am using a piece of aluminum square stock, but I have used this method many times before on valve covers, other aluminum engine components, motorcycle parts, throttle body, carburetors, and wheels. As an example, I have recently refinished the lips on these wheels for my car. If you do plan on refinishing instead of wheels, this is a very work-intensive job, so be sure you are ready for something like this. And depending on how much time you are willing to spend, will also depend on the final finish. First, you will need to remove any coating, if there is any, on whatever you are refinishing. For my wheels, they did have a clear coat applied, which needed to be stripped. If you are wondering how to strip the wheels, I have a video on that, which I will include in the link in the description below. Next, ensure the item is clean, free of any dirt, grease, or debris which can jeopardize the polishing process. Nothing is more frustrating to have scratches from dirt between the sandpaper and surface when you're almost finished polishing. Depending on the aluminum's finish will depend on what sandpaper is needed to start out with. Any porous casting will need a very coarse grit sandpaper to cut down any high spots, such as 160. Considering we are working with aluminum, there are health risks associated with the dust. So to reduce the dust, wet sanding is used. Use a sandpaper that is also wet sanding compatible. Considering this aluminum is still in good shape, I probably could start out with 600 grit, but instead I'll use 400 grit in case the surface is mildly uneven. Pre-soak the sandpaper, wet the piece down, and then continue to sand. If it's a flat piece, use a rubber backer. For contoured areas, a foam pad can be used as a backer instead, which is what I used for polishing my wheels. This allows for even pressure across the surface, cutting down any high spots. Rinse the area off continuously along with the sandpaper. I would also recommend wearing gloves too. Closely inspect the piece to ensure the material is smooth and any surface imperfections or machined surface has been removed. Any deep marks most likely won't be removed, but you can lessen the damaged area. Damaged areas can be filled by welding, but if you don't have the equipment, someone will need to do this for you. Once satisfied, move up to 600 grit. Considering almost all the imperfections have been removed and smoothened out, we should only be focusing on the sanding marks and maybe any extremely light damage. After you're done with 600, you can then move up to 1000 grit. Again, the same process. Then 1500. And finally finishing up with 2000. After that, you should be left with something such as this. Any coarse sanding lines should be removed, and if there's any imperfections you wanted to remove, they should be gone as well. Rinse the area thoroughly with water and ensure it's dry. Using a clean cloth and your choice of metal polish, now we can work on with a final shine. If you are working with a larger area, you can use a machine polisher, a drill with a buffing pad, rotary tool, etc. Apply the polish to a cloth and work it into the surface. Depending on the polish, you may find it will turn black, which is perfectly normal. Polishing work times will vary. Once it becomes a little harder to work with, wipe away and apply more polish if needed. Again, depending on the polish you are using, refer to the instructions of the product. Once you're happy with the shine, apply a final coat of polish and finish up with a clean, soft cloth. Finally, you should be left with something such as this. The polished aluminum will last for a fairly long time, but it is an exposed surface, so it can suffer from water etching, staining, or any other exterior elements if it's exposed to the weather. In some applications, you can apply a sealer or coating which will help protect it. For my wheels, I have applied a nano coating, which I plan to have more information on in a future video. Be sure to stay up to date with my latest videos. Subscribe to my YouTube channel by clicking on the button below the video. This concludes the rest of my video. Be sure to give it a thumbs up, and if you have any comments or questions, please feel free to post them below. Thank you for watching.